Hey everybody, my name is Alex, and welcome to another Transformers review. It's been a while, and I know a lot of you have missed me, so I'm glad to say that hopefully I have a much better schedule right now where I can actually make videos. But let's not stay on that too much longer and get right into the review. So today's review is on the hovercraft Autobot, Amphibia. Now, Amphibia turns into a hovercraft, as I just said, and she is an Autobot reconnaissance robot. So she essentially goes into enemy lines, finds information, and goes back. I made her while I was on vacation in Florida, where there were a lot of different hovercrafts all over the place. So I think that is rather fitting. Now you can see her design here, green, tan, red, with those black bits all around. That would be like the rubber inflatable section of the hovercraft. And I think she has a really cool design, very inspired by a lot of those classic fembot looks, especially with the quote-unquote robot bikini you can see there. Some people might not like that, some people might like it a lot. I just tried to go for as accurate as possible to the original kind of look for all these robots. For articulation, she has some pretty simple articulation in places, but some rather nice articulation in others. She does not have anything for her head, although her arms are able to swivel out on that butterfly joint. She can lift them all the way up, just like that, and put it back down, just like that. Nothing at the waist. If you lift this arm up here, you can move the leg out as well, and this will essentially go as far until it hits the arm. Then, at the knee, you have a very similar joint. This one would be for kind of inner movement more, so if you want her in kind of this stance, it's very possible. And then, finally, at the toes, you have some toe articulation. This is more for transformation, but you can definitely use it if you so please. Aside from articulation, there isn't much with her robot mode, although, if you notice this big section in the back, what will eventually become the propeller, there is something you can do with it. Now, this section actually parts forms, so when you transform her, that just goes on the back there. But you also have the option of turning it into a weapon. This can be a big saw blade kind of thing. That's generally what I like to make it look. Or, if you really wanted, you could try and figure out some way to make it a gun. I would imagine doing this, plugging it into that same hole right there. And now you have a gun. So kind of just something you can make into any sort of weapon that you so please. That is pretty much everything about her robot mode. Get another look if you would like. Here's the back. Pretty simple. Not too much baggage. As far as the robot mode goes in terms of kibble, this is a very streamlined robot, if I do say so myself. The aforementioned back kibble is the only thing that you can see, and it can be hid pretty well aesthetically if you just put this back there for storage. And that goes on like so. And there you have the robot mode. Now we can move on to the vehicle mode. So the first step would be to take this off. You can set that aside for now. Alright, let's get into this. So first, I generally like to move the arms up just like that, so that they are in line with the rest of the shoulder. Then you pivot this out, and along this line right here, you will take this block and slide it all the way there, and finally slide it one more, just like so. I'll give you an underside perspective so you can see it a little better. You slide it first down there, and then you slide it one more into that middle section and push in. And that should be the arm part complete for that one step. Next, you come back here and take what will eventually become the windshield, and you can move that forward. Then, take these two flaps and flip them out. And you can just hold that there for now. With the arms, you will take it, and on this hinge right here, you can swivel it just like so, leaving the arms in that position. Now we're going to take a small detour to the legs. With the toes and heel, what you're going to want to do is move them like that, and then push them together into the middle, just like so. You can do the same on the other side, just like so. Now comes one of the coolest bits of her transformation, in my opinion. You take her at the hip, and you just bend it all the way up, just like so. And that will form the outside and inflatable section of the hovercraft. Whew. Once you do that with the other side, that is the majority of her transformation done. You can move the windshield down, just like so, to create the front. With the hands on the back right here, you want to undo the top section. Make sure these inner silver bits don't come with it. So you leave just that bottom part connected. You can flatten that out along the back. Go another step by flattening that part out. And finally, take this last part here and hinge it all the way up. Once you have that done, it will look something like this. Maybe a little cleaner on your version. That is simply to hold that section together. You can do the same thing on this side. Fold that down, fold it down again, and finally clamp it all in place. And that's kind of just to hold it all together in the back. Now, you are almost done. Let me adjust the camera here a bit. But before you can call it finished, you have to take this section and connect it. This turns into the propeller in the back. These tan bits here will slide up along there and hinge out just like so. You will have it in this configuration. And then, with this port right here and this peg right here, you will connect them, leaving the tan on the top, just like so. And with all of that said and done, you should have Amphibia in her alt mode. As I have said before a few times, she turns into an amphibious hovercraft, hence the name and the propeller. I think this came out really well, honestly. If you have seen anything from my channel before, you will remember Hover, who turns into a hover car. The properties on this are very similar in terms of design, although I think it is polished and a lot more fun to handle, as well as the proportions in robot mode being a lot better, and the details in alt mode being a lot more clear. You have the propeller on the back, which I think is really snazzy, using those newer wheel parts that the plus people have come up with. And yeah, I really like the design here. I especially love the colors and the way that this all wraps around here. Seeing it like this, I can imagine her riding the waves or going through a swamp, coming up to a Decepticon stronghold and spying on them. Yeah, this is one of my favorite characters that I've designed in a while, although in my next episode I might have another who tops her even. But yeah, there is Amphibia, the Autobot reconnaissance vehicle, and that's pretty much it. if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. If you want to see more stuff, you could also hit the subscribe and notification buttons as well. I hopefully will be making more videos like this, but in the meantime, I have plenty of others in the past that you can see. If you have any suggestions for any more characters to make, please let me know. And that is me signing off. Thank you for watching, and I will hope to see you later.